Okay, so this is kind of the update section where I see if you have any questions about previous lectures, previous readings, we'll discuss the discussion board, and I'll talk about this week's assignment on the discussion board because it's a little detailed. Um, so let's see. Um, Questions about anything last week, the readings, the lecture, the discussion. All right, well, that's good. Uh, okay, so let's talk about last week's discussion board. I like to, even though I'm going to read them, now that everybody has it posted, I still like to talk about it with you. So what was it like? What was the mask exercise like for you? Did you discover any insights or uh, any emotions related to it?
I found it difficult to separate the person I project from the person I know I am perceived as, because those are two very different things technically.
So that's a little different, the person you project versus the person you're perceived. But what about the person you truly are that you might not show the world? What about that part?
That part was easier.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Okay.
I've been to therapy before I thought about
You've
this.
been to therapy before. There you go. That's the answer.
uh,
Yeah.
so I've done a lot of the introspective stuff, but like coming to terms with like the who am I actually projecting myself as that is not the person I know.
Yeah, not your genuine self. Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of like difficult at first, but then once I started like drawing on the mask, I was like, oh, then I can add this, and then I can add that. And
After you started thinking about this, like after, so like you thought about this before because of therapy. Do you think over time you're bringing your genuine self closer to the one you're portraying?
Yeah,
Because that's the goal,
yeah.
being genuine, that's the goal.
There's still discrepancies.
Yeah, sure. There always will be some discrepancies, but you come closer to your true self. Yeah. Somebody else? Do we have any art therapists? What was it? So since you're an art therapist, what was it? What do you think?
Well, I think it's a pretty neat exercise, and it comes from art therapy, I believe so. Um,
I'm Gestalt, but
uh-huh. So it is every time that you approach it, is can be different depending on like your stage in life or where you are at. So this time for me, it was very fulfilling because it's something that I actually have worked on myself to not like please so much what the expectations of the society or art world put on us, but more like expressing myself and being myself. And that's part of my change in my careers too.
mm,
So it's going towards my true self and like reduce that gap between what you show like what you are. So it's pretty insightful.
yeah. So I like that you brought up like even in your career because a lot of times people just get a job because they need to survive and make money and you know, but to really it's called transcending your dichotomies. It's like turning work into play, something you truly enjoy and find meaningful, that you look forward to it every day.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's been a work. It's been a hard work too.
Yeah.
And like a lot of discipline and effort into place too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. And since you've thought about this before, you like seeing your movement, your growth.
Yeah, I have. I will say I'm not a different person, but I will show myself as different compared to how I showed before. Like I'll show myself before.
Yeah. What you're showing the world is more authentic. Yeah.
Yes, yes, my true self. I used to be like try to be I still very polite, but I try to be more polite to please other, not to like now I'm polite not to hurt anybody with my thoughts. But before it was more like pleasing or giving people what they expected to listen or receive or what I thought they expected. But you never know. Many times you never know what people expect. But now I'm more confident also on showing my true self or my opinions or
Yeah. That's great. Well, thanks. Yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of like right on target, what I was hoping for. Yeah. Any other art therapy people find anything interesting? All right. So, the next thing I want to talk about is the discussion board for next week. And so in the syllabus, it has the links, but I think I also put them in the discussion board, but let me share. All right. All right, so if you go down like to the normal, what are you doing each week? Um, so right now we're on week 3, and so these are the links. So if you pull the syllabus up on D2L, you can actually click on the links. So it just makes it easy for you for the various assignments that are online. And so the first thing, the 12 core concepts for understanding traumatic stress responses in children and families, trauma and stressor-related disorders. That is something that our department wants you to learn every student. We want every student to do this. So there's a link here, and it'll take you to this NCTSN, the National Child Traumatic Stress Network site, to the 12 core concepts, an online interactive course. So you have to enroll, but it's free if you're a student. Okay, so it'll ask you your job and you write student. Okay, even if you have another job, you're honest, you are a student. So, it's free enrollment for students. You type in your information, you get your password, and you log in. And so there are 4 modules. So you're going to watch the video, you're going to work through the video, and then there's an assessment for each one. And then after you pass the assessment, it'll give you a certificate. And there's 4 different ones. Each one is 30 minutes or less. So this entire 12 core concept should take 2 hours. That's the goal. And most students don't find it difficult. It should be non-stressful. But it does take time, so prepare. It's going to take about 2 hours. And you can do it in 4 different sittings if you don't have 2 hours. And but what you need to do, when it gives you the certificate, save the certificate to your computer, because that's what you have to upload to the discussion board. You have to upload the 4 certificates that you received after you took this course. All right. And that's just a department requirement. We want everybody to learn this, and we want you to do it from the official site. And the next thing is something, it's from, maybe you've heard of the podcast or the radio show, This American Life. And this one's called The Birds and the Bees. So when you click on it, this is something you're going to listen to. And there are different segments, okay? So one's like the introduction, and you can listen to that. Some like it not. You see racism, say racism, about that farm upstate. There's a lot of different ones. And, you know, but it's really about how to talk to children about difficult subjects. Okay. And so, you know, I just want to see what you have to say about these. It's like they're not perfect, you know, it's a podcast, but I think the subjects are pretty good. And if you only listen to one, you know, listen to workshops on sexual assault and consent are hugely popular on college campuses. Visit one of these workshops to find out what's being taught, and more importantly, what college boys in particular have already learned about sex back when they were kids. It's only 13 minutes. And that's because it's about trauma. But you know, you can listen to all of them if you want to, but definitely that one about assault. All right. And the last is a link to a case study involving complex trauma. And so this is, you know, let's go back to the discussion board. Dun-dun. I just kind of wanted to walk you through this. You know, I didn't want you to just see it and not know what to do. But if you look at week 3, I'm going to post all the lectures after we're done. But, you know, here's also a PDF document. Here's the interactive presentation. Here's the American Life episode. Listen to Act 1 on trauma. Let's see if that's the same one I showed you. Yeah. All right. And so for your discussion board, the first part is going through the 12 core concepts, uploading 4 of your certificates to the discussion board when you post, responding briefly to chapters 3 and 4 in The Body Keeps the Score, and a little response to This American Life. So, you know, it's a lot. I know that. But the first part is kind of a requirement. And the other 2, I think you'll just find interesting, hopefully. So, questions about this week's discussion board? It's pretty straightforward, really. Amanda, you got a friend there? All right. All right. So that's kind of our updates about questions for the past week, discussing last week's discussion board and processing it, and then talking a little bit about your assignment at home for this next discussion board. All right.